Okay, I'm back. This is kind of part 2 of what we're doing. So make sure that before you've done this, that you watch the previous Flipgrid and screencasting video on how to make a Flipgrid short. So let me go ahead and pause my screen. I'm going to put my instructions for you up on the screen. Okay, so I just paused, and you don't know how long it took me to put this on the screen, which didn't take very long, but I had just paused the recording. So now it just boom, popped up all of a sudden on your end. So that's what would happen also for your students. I like it. So before you continue watching this part 2 video, what I want you to do is make sure you've watched part 1, how to make a Flipgrid short. And number 2, go ahead and make a Flipgrid short that you will use probably. So maybe you have a lesson that you've already made on Google Slides and you want to go ahead and screencast all that. Go ahead and have one, because we're getting ready to download our Flipgrid shorts, and then we are going to upload it into Edpuzzle. So go ahead and make sure you've done that. If you need to, pause this video and you can come back. Okay, so we are back. Another thing I wanted to show you, I forgot to tell you, when you're screencasting, it shows you how much time you have left. So that's great. And I know that I'm recording because I have this here, but eventually you'll also notice at the top of the screen, you can see that red dots on. So you're recording. So I can even click hide right here, but you can still see that I'm recording. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to practice downloading a video. So what I'm going to do is you can see my screen. I'm going to go back to, so I'm having to record, and then now I'm going into my account. So here is where I made that Flipgrid short video, or yeah, I think some of y'all saw that earlier. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. And then what I want to do is I want to download this video. So I can see here, and then I like that I can click show in folder. Here's my video. That's the video. What I'm trying to do is, okay, so this is I'm going to rename it Flipgrid short video. That way I can kind of find it. And then I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to move this to my documents. And then sometimes I also like to put it on my, okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go to Edpuzzle. If you haven't done Edpuzzle before, some of you, you're kind of getting into it for the first time, go ahead and click log in. Make sure you click I'm a teacher, and then be sure to click, you might have to scroll a little bit, be sure to click sign in with Google. Okay, I'm going to go into my school account, but you need to decide as teachers and things, y'all might be doing it in the like joint account for your campus. So that's kind of a decision. I think everybody has their own planning style. So whichever one you choose, it's easy to copy. So don't worry about that. I can show you another video on that later. So I'm going to go into my teacher account for right now. Okay. And so you can see this big blue button right here. I'm wanting to add that video. So I'm going to click add content, and I'm uploading my video. So I'm going to choose a file. And remember, I put it in my documents, and here's my Flipgrid short video right there. And then you can see it's going to be preparing and uploading. What I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to go back over to my Flipgrid shorts where I'm screencasting, and I'm going to click pause recording until that upload is complete. Okay, and I'm back. I actually got an email when it finished uploading too. I'm not sure if that's a setting or what, but it popped up and let me know. Depending on how long your video is will depend on how long it takes. So here it is. So I'm going to go in. This one's only an 8-second video, but just as a little reminder, I am wanting to edit this to add my questions or my notes as an Edpuzzle. So I would come over here and click edit. I don't really use too many of these features, but you might need to cut some of yours. I just kind of, if I've messed up in these recordings, it sort of is what it is. I'd be doing that in real life too. So I'm going to go over to questions. I can add my note. One thing I was talking to another teacher is that when I added the note, one thing that we talked about doing, because she was giving a lesson on conjunctions, but then she was also going to read a story. So she could have created 2 Flipgrid shorts with like a screencasting of her lesson with her Google Slides going over conjunctions. And then at the end, she could have also had that Flipgrid short where she could, let me see if I can click refresh really quick. Okay, and so she could have added a link to the Flipgrid short here. So this is where she could copy that and almost like embed like a little add-on and a little extension of your activity. You could go ahead and paste it in here, or actually, I'm sorry, scratch that. I'm going to click the hyperlink. I'm going to paste it right there. And then watch this video for additional help if you need it. Okay, and then I could just add that as a note. This is just a little tip. I'm going to save that, and then that's something that's going to probably go at the end of my video, except yep, so it can go there, or it might be one of those things like I told you at the beginning of this. Make sure you've watched that video before you watch this. So that might have been one that I'm like put in the note here and put it in part 1. So that's all a little bit of some just added bonuses. Remember, you can always pause these videos, go back and rewatch. There are tons of instructional videos, plus we're here to help you as well. So you can always call us, you can Google Meet us in, and I can help you with your screen as well. That's that. So I'm finished with my, let's turn that off. So I'm finished. I'm going to go ahead and click finish. And now this with the note is in my content, and I will show you I can show you right there. We'll go over to my content, and here is my video. So now that thing that I did on Edpuzzle Short, I downloaded it to my computer and I put it into Edpuzzle, and I've already added a question. So I'm going to go back over. You can see I'm still recording this short. I only have 2 minutes left of my 10 minutes. So I'm done with my screencasting. I'm going to go ahead and click stop recording. Okay, and I just came back one last time to say goodbye and to remind you of the things that you've learned. So if you watch part 1, you first of all learned about Flipgrid shorts. You also learned how to screencast, and then I've kind of also talked to you about how you can add whiteboard, use those features. And then in this part 2, we showed how to download it to your computer and then put it into Edpuzzle. If you have questions, you can always contact me. Oh, and there's my contact information. You can always contact me. There's my super long email. It's nice to know that, because if you just wanted to send me a Google Meet link and we could pop on and I could see your screen and I could help you if you forget some of these last minute details, or my cell phone number is really the easiest way to get a hold of me directly if you need to speak to me or text me, whichever. So I hope this was helpful.